Okay, so we're gonna do another question. So just make some room for the next one. And the reason why I could just basically prepare this board quite easy, and you wouldn't have to watch me and waste time. But it's just so you can kind of see that this is the very next video. Basically, it's just to indicate that. Because whenever I've watched YouTube videos and I see part 1, part 2, part 3, and you're trying to find out, sometimes it's not written and you don't know what sequence it's in, so I'm just sort of catering for that. So here we shall start. So we have an isosceles triangle. Trying to write it quicker. That's an isosceles triangle. That is a right angle, and so you should know by now that that's 45. That'll be 45 also, but it's not written on the sheet. And that is adjacent to another isosceles triangle. Right? And this is nearly all information, and there we go, 13 centimeters. And they want us to find x. So, I mean, I think we're in the rhythm of these questions now, and we can pretty much suss out that we need to find this angle first. This line or length. So we need to start with this one because we have information about this triangle. So we want to find the opposite. So let's just do it. So we've got the opposite. We've got the hypotenuse this time. So we know that that's sine 45. That's going to be the opposites over the hypotenuse, and sine 45. I'll let you have a quick stab before I give it away. We did just do it in the last question. Did you get it? I hope you did. So opposite that. Right, so let's take 13 over, and that'll give us the length of that side. So that's 13 square root 2 over 2. Square root 2 over 2. And you can't cancel down anymore. You can't. That is money, basically. So we'll write that in here. I mean, you don't have to write this in here, but it just makes it easier to see when you're going on to do the next, to find x. So let's find x and do it in different colour. Okay, so what do we have? We've got an angle that is opposite. So we've got opposite, and so we don't get confused. So we've got opposite, and what is now? This is quite tricky. It's quite tricky because we need to figure out what this is. We know that's the opposite. It's opposite the right angle is hypotenuse. Aha, ha 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 ha. So there you are. And then tho, katoa. So sine again. Sine 45 equals the opposite over the adjacent. So we're using the length that we've just had, and this looks like it's going to get quite messy. Sine 45, which I've just scrolled up. So can you remember what it was, or did you see it? So that was square root of 2 over 2. X over 13. You see, it's getting very untidy, and this is why you got to practice these questions, because if you don't, then you're going to look at that and you're just going to panic. Right, I'm going to do another colour because we've got all this down here. I don't want to confuse anybody. In fact, I might just rub it out because it's going to get a bit cramped down there. So just bear with me for a moment of your life. I'm afraid cannot refund your life in these moments, but it's a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off in life, and you're trading your life. A few seconds here, you can become that little bit more knowledgeable for the long run. So you're doing it for yourself. So let's see. Essentially, I want to get rid of all that and stick it on that side, so I can get x on its own. So if I divide that whole thing, and I'm going to multiply that over there, so I'm going to end up with this baby, and this is quite ridiculous looking. I'm going to draw it quite big so that you know, it's easier to see and there's less to go wrong. So let's put x over there. Right. I mean, actually, it's not too hard, not too difficult. Now let's do the easy bit. That's just 4, and we've got 13. That's gonna stay as 13. And this is the hard bit. It's just the square root of 2 times square root of 2, which we know you can actually. We did that aside, didn't we? Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2 times 2, which is now 4. And obviously you can do the square root of 4, which is just 2. Okay, so I showed you that earlier. An actual fact, that will then is 2 times 13, which is 26. So then 4 into 26 is 13 over 2. So that's what we've got for question 11. I've checked my answer, the answer sheet here, and it is 13 over 2. So there we go. We're getting the hang of this. We're getting the real hang of this. So we're going to do, oh, this is a really interesting shape. It's 3 triangles. I'm not going to describe to you in too much detail now, but you really want to see this. So I will see you in the next